Well, hi, everyone, and welcome to this new episode of Inspiring Our World. My name is Julie Tara. I'm your Nikken Wellness Ambassador, and I am the host of this podcast. And today I am thrilled to be with Ruben Yescas. Hi, Ruben.
Hello, Julie.
I'm so glad you're spending time with me. I'm really excited about this time we have together. And for all our listeners, I'm going to tell them a little about you to make sure everyone knows who you are. I think most people know who you are, but maybe not everyone. So everyone, listen up. This is Ruben Yescas. He is our North America Sales Director. Now, Ruben joined Nikken as our Sales Director in January of 2019. With more than 23 years of experience in the network marketing industry, he brings his enthusiasm and relationship building skills to Nikken consultants and customers. How lucky are we? Ruben has successfully opened new markets, establishing new strategies for sales and ways to recognize and motivate business builders. He has worked in North America and Latin America, especially in the US, Venezuela, Colombia, Ecuador, Costa Rica, and Mexico. Wow, Ruben, you are a well-traveled guy, and you obviously have a love for network marketing. So I want to ask you to tell us a little bit, first and foremost, about your story, and then we're going to talk about men's health and mental and emotional and physical health and spiritual health, what that looks like. Toward halfway through or so. We just had Father's Day, so we're touch on that too. But let's hear about your story. I mean, where were you born? Where did you grow up? Let's start at the beginning.
Yes, let's do that. Thank you very much, Julie. And I can believe it. 23 years working in this industry. Wow, I'm getting old. So, I was born in a little tiny town in the north of Mexico, in a desert area, below to Arizona, like an hour from the border, Arizona. I had the opportunity and blessing of getting my bachelor degree in Utah. And while there, so I'm just gonna share a little bit. Maybe I jumped too much, but if you want more details, I can share with you more about my growing up life and everything. But basically, well, I grew up in Mexico. Then I got my bachelor degree in Utah. I studied economics, and when I was about to graduate, so this is my connection with this industry. Right. So when I was about to finish, you know how it is, like all the students, when you are about to finish your studies, so you send resumes to a lot of companies. So I did that. So I got an offer from an MLM company, what we call MLM company. And I didn't know what it was, because usually when you go to the school, at that time, I don't know about now, but at that time it's like they don't go much into this niche that is called MLM, right? So yeah. I didn't know what it was. So but I was very fortunate, and I thought, okay, I got something here, so I'm just gonna start working and start my first job after I graduated. So when, to be honest with you, the first months, it was kind of like, what is this, right?
Multi-level marketing, a whole new world, right?
What is this? It's just I wasn't expecting, to see what I was going through, and I even thought, okay, this is a little bit crazy. I don't understand, very well how this works. So after even I thought, I'm just gonna keep working, and then when I get something else, I'm just gonna jump into something more normal, right?
More normal. I was just going to say that. More normal. Less on the fringe.
This is kind of crazy, but when you go to school, and get a university degree, the business, they don't teach you about this great opportunity. They don't teach. They don't even knew, even though actually if you go to Utah, it's surrounded by a lot of MLM
I
companies.
was just thinking that Utah is filled with the headquarters of many different network marketing companies. And we do tend to call it network marketing now as opposed to multi-level marketing, although both can be used. Yeah. Right. And it's unfortunate that it's not taught in many, many more universities. But I think that the idea is growing on people in the universities to teach it. It's a powerful form of business.
Right. So, well, I jump in and I start because I have the two languages. It was a great opportunity for this particular company to engage in another segment, which is the Latino population, which is big in the U.S. So I start like knowing a lot of the leaders and start like traveling to a few places like Chicago, and then a few other places as well, New York, and I noticed that my connection with people actually was a key element to love this industry. Once I start like getting, closer to our leaders to understand their needs and go through that. So what I did is like my relationships with them, they were stronger and stronger, and I couldn't do anything else.
You fell in love with the people, really, the people, and then probably the whole construct as
right. So it was really great for me, this experience. Like at the beginning, I thought, oh, this is crazy, it's just I understand. But after that, you get to know this industry. You love the people, you love the leaders, you love the essence, of like every company, it is different. They have a different, element, essence, of the company. So that's what kept me going. And so as you mentioned, it's like after 23 years, so I keep doing the same. So I am here.
And we're so blessed to have you. You are an amazing relationship connector type person. I know you have such a big heart and so much love for what we all do. And I don't have any experience in any other network marketing business, only Nikken. This has been the one I've been focused with, dedicated and devotedly for 28 years. However, I did have friends prior who were doing very, very well in another business, and they wanted me to join, but I wasn't ready. I think, when the student is ready, the teacher will come, and then the student isn't ready. Well, the student isn't ready and they're not listening. And so that's how I was just not listening. I knew they were making great money, but money was never the key motivator for me, although it is very, very important. Obviously, the compensation plan is critical and everything, but it wasn't the driving force of my life. It was more like, is this something I love? Is this something I want to promote effortlessly with lots of people? So when I found Nikken, I was like, yes, this is something I can promote for the rest of my life.
Right.
And I think many, many of our consultants and our top leaders feel the same. They love our technologies and they love the network marketing industry. And when you put it all together and you love people, it's a grand slam, really. You can win very big by helping others win.
Yeah, I think that you touch an important aspect there. So I think what is unique for me about Nikken specifically, it is the humans being more training. This program actually is not just the business, right? It's just more who we are as a human being, right? So I was very impressed actually with this aspect, of Nikken, because in the other companies that I have been is basically the focus is just business products and all that, right? But okay, I'm gonna train you in personal development is just something else, right?
It is.
And sometimes I think we take it for granted, but I think it's really good that our company they do that. And sometimes I keep saying it's too personal. Like when I, have been through these great trainings, actually, um, it makes you think, who you are as a human being. Just
Yes.
about everything else as a human being, who you are, right? What are you doing on planet Earth, right?
Yes.
What is your purpose of being here? And this is like a very strong questions to me. Like uh, when you think really, okay, what is my mission? Am I
Right.
doing that? What is the purpose of being here? We keep saying, like these kind of questions, but when you really think about it, so it kind of make you wonder, how am I doing in this mission, on Earth? What is my purpose? Like,
Yeah.
am I fulfilling this?
Oh, 100%. I mean, I think humans being more is the heart and soul of our company, definitely. And I think I've done it over 25 times. And every time I would have some revelation, about either something I was meant to do or something that was holding me back or whatever. And so it is about transformation. And we're always transforming, I believe. We're
Yeah.
always evolving into a better version, hopefully a better version of who we are. I just spent the weekend with Michael Beckwith doing a workshop called Your Destiny Awaits You. And it was so beautiful. And everybody just got clearer and clearer about their purpose and mission. And I think humans being more, if people are stuck in any way in Nikken with the business, with the products, with the building a team, helping others win, whatever, the answer really lies within, and it's humans being more. It's like, let's go back and do it. And if you can do it with your team, even better, because then you have these revelations together, which is very, very powerful.
Exactly. Yeah, it is. It is very important. It's very powerful, actually. And every time you ask this question, what is my mission? What am I doing here? It depends where you are in your process in life. So you get a different answer, right?
Yes.
Yes. We evolve, and we are not the same like 5 years ago than the person that I am right now, right?
It's true. I mean, the essence of it might be the same, but the way that it shows up may come differently at different times. I fully agree. If the purpose is, love and ultimate joy, it could be through parenting, it could be through building a Nikken business, it could be through doing your artwork, it could be through writing a book, it could be a million things, being an athlete and succeeding in great measure with that. So there's many ways that deep purpose, and I think we're all here to serve ultimately, don't you think?
I think so. Yes, we are here to serve. And something that I noticed actually from our consultants, which I love, we have our great leaders, great people, and I can see a higher consciousness about everything. We actually related even to our products, right? So if we talk about our products, KBB, or if we talk about any products, so always they have awareness, what is good for our bodies, what it does. It's just, I think we have a lot of missions, as consultants. That's what I see a
Yeah,
lot.
no, I think you're absolutely right. And keeping the body, the body temple. Michael Beckwith talked about the body temple, and I love that. Keeping the body temple really, really healthy and vibrant is so that we can live our purpose and mission even more. It's not an end unto itself. It's so that we don't have to worry about that. We can put that kind of to the side in a sense and just go, okay, I'm here to do this thing, and we get focused and do the thing. So let's talk about health and men's health particularly. It's a huge subject, I understand. I'm sure you have a dad, whether he's here or not still, I'm not sure, but and maybe brothers. What have you noticed with family members, yourself, with men's health, like physical, mental, emotional?
Yeah, I feel very blessed. I don't have any, issue, major issue, regarding health. And I have a brother as well. You made me think, Julie. So, which is, he's doing great, but I think my main concern right now is just my father. Now that you mentioned, my family and men's health, but basically, well, as we age, I think there are things that we start, seeing or noticing in our body, right? So for my dad, it is a challenge right now, and but as well, it's kind of like a lesson, right? I see him, and I think, okay, well, I need to take care of better, better myself. I need to do better than he's doing, right? So,
Yes.
and I try to be healthy in so many ways, but I think exercise is good, right? It's a good
Yes.
element that help us to focus on life, help us to achieve mental as well health. Just exercise.
What kind of let's stop there for a second. A couple of things. One is with your dad and what you said. I think we learn so much from our parents and our family about what to do or what not to do. And that's the beauty of seeing our parents and how they're aging. What it was like, oh yeah, maybe I need to course correct now so that I don't quite end up there. So I think that's the beauty is our parents are always teaching us whether the good things or the bad things, and that's something it's a blessing really for us.
Right.
And then so that I want to say that, and then just exercise. What kind of exercise do you do, Ruben? What works for you?
Right. So let me just share with you. Um, I sign in at the gym, and I just noticed that I don't like to go that much to the gym. Setting a lot of people there, and I was just paying my membership, and I thought, okay, I need to exercise. I need to kind of like I have this mindset that the only place is just go there, right? So I didn't feel good with it, so I started just running myself, like going to where I live. There is like a little park there, so I go there, I run, and I felt so much better. It's like when I'm running, I do slow running, in
Yes.
the morning, and it's just interesting how your brain and everything works. I kind of get lost in the thinking that I'm running, and my mind just go in another direction thinking. And I thought, oh, this is great. It's just a great exercise for not just physically but mentally bring me more energy somehow. So I quit the gym. I don't like to go to the gym. I get distracted with so many things that happen in the gym. So
Yes.
so basically that's what I do. It's very simple. It's just I get up early and go for a run. That's what I do.
And do you do it every day? Is it a habit every other day? How do you do it?
Well, my goal is do it every day, at least 5 days during the week. Especially now, is like I noticed that my tummy is just it's growing, so it's just I know that I need to be careful, and not so much because of the image as well. It's just be conscious, what you eat, and
Yes.
lately it's like I have been through a lot of information just come to me about even vegan, right? Like
Yes.
the importance of vegan, and I see these great documentaries about the benefits. So, and I tried it. It's just funny, but I tried it for about 3 months. I did, and then when I went and see my doctor, he asked me, "He's like, what did you do? Because your cholesterol levels and everything is just perfect."
Ah,
Just noticed that I stopped eating any like animal, any food coming from the animal,
yes.
So and I start thinking, oh my gosh, this is interesting. I mean, I
And
didn't.
did you feel better? Did you feel lighter? And what did you notice, with weight management? Did that make a difference?
I just felt great. I
Yeah.
felt great just by doing that. And then my body respond really good. I feel lighter, but it's really hard for me to do it, actually. I need to confess. I was born in a place where, we eat a lot of tacos, right?
Yes.
And I love carne asada, right? So it's the only thing that I eat, carne asada. But I noticed that when I avoid meat, in a way, it's my body is just lighter. It's just feels better, right?
That's interesting because I do remember when I lived in Mexico and I was traveling with the traveling circus there. I had just started macrobiotics and I wasn't eating any animal food, and it was a bit of a challenge. And so what I would do, because I know in Mexico, there is a lot of meat, carne, and I would when we get to a new place, I would scope out where was the Chinese restaurant, because I could bank there would be one probably, unless it was a really small town. But we were a big circus, so we usually went to a little bit bigger towns and cities.
Mhm.
And I would find that first and foremost, so that I knew I could go get rice and lots of vegetables. And I did my whole time there without ever eating meat. So occasionally I had camarones, the shrimp. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Huh?
Are you vegan?
Um,
Or,
Not quite vegan. Macaroni is a little bit different, but almost. You could say
Mhm.
very close to that. Yeah, yeah. And I've always felt really great from it, and I think for weight management, it's like you don't even have to really think about weight much, because you just naturally find your right setting when you eat that way, So
Yeah,
so
makes a difference. Yeah.
now I know, Ruben, that you love to dance. And I love to dance. So let's just talk about that, because that's a whole other way of exercising. That's a heck of a lot more fun than going to a gym.
Yes.
Tell me about your dancing.
This is just funny, Julie. The way I start dancing, because how can I start this? Well, as a Latino, our culture, since you are a little kid and you celebrate, well, basically anything, birthdays or Christmas or New Year's, it doesn't matter what celebrate, you always dance, right? There's
Yes.
and you dance with your mother, with your grandmother, with your sisters. This is
Love it.
family thing, cultural, very Latino, I guess. So, and when I was in high school, actually, I was in a Mormon high school, and they were very strict about the arts. So there was a time where was not optional. It's like you either needed to go into theater or piano, and
Yes.
then singing or dance. But the dance they teach was like a folk dance.
Ah, yes, yes.
From the Aztecs, from the Mayan, or from the different states in Mexico. So I choose dance. I thought, oh, this is gonna be fun, dance
Yeah.
than anything else. So they were very strict. So this is kind of like a math or any other subject you take in high school. So I ended up my last year of high school. Actually, I practiced 3 hours every day, e-
Wow.
every day. So I got really good on the folk dance.
Yes.
Folk. So when I went to the university, actually the university that I was in, it was great. Like um, they travel all over the world. Like pretty much is like they kind of like take the world and they say, well, this team is going to China, this team is going to Europe, this team is going to South America. They have a lot of different dance, teams, ballroom and jazz and all these, different dance teams that they go and travel. So I actually, because you never know, what actually a skill that you learn, you never know if it's gonna be helpful or not in the future. But to me, because I knew the folk dance, I went to a very particular group where Actually, we were dancing dances from Latin America or the Native Americans, Native American from Canada and the U.S., and then from the Polynesian islands like Hawaii, Samoa, Tonga, and all these.
Yes.
So I
Yeah.
did all those too. So it was a lot of fun. So I travel all over the world dancing, and in the last and because have these skills. The last year, they actually they hire me, and the whole time that I was there was a blessing because they pay me to be part of this group. So
Marvelous.
that in that way, I could pay my tuition. I could pay my expenses for the university.
Yeah.
So actually, it was kind of like a blessing. When I was in high school, well, you're just taking classes and then and you like it and you enjoy it, right? But those lessons that I got from high school actually helped me to pay my university degree. And it was just kind of funny because in the US, I love that how the system in the US is, because you can study, like in my case, I can study economics, right? But
Yeah.
extracurriculum activities, you can do pretty much everything. You can do music, you can
Mhm.
dance, and it's just great the way they work. So
Yeah.
chance to go all over the world. I went to Japan. I went to North Europe. I went to South America, and then I even traveled Canada and the U.S. a lot.
That's amazing. I had no idea that you did it to this level. This is really exciting. And I'm sure all our consultants are like, wow, who knew? Who knew? This is marvelous.
Yeah.
What a wonderful thing. I mean, I always feel blessed to have been paid to dance. I was like, well, I would have done it for free, but I was paid to do it professionally. And it's great. It's great to do what you love and get paid for doing what you love, which of course we have in Nikken too. In network marketing, we do what we love and we get paid for it. Um,
Right.
so I think traditionally, and I know there are some psychologists that say, like the fundamental thing, and shamans will say this, is like, if you're not feeling good, if you're feeling sad, depressed, lost, whatever, the question often that would be asked would be, when did you stop dancing? When did you stop singing? Because these are such fundamental human things that we do. And there are people out there who, and I meet them and I can't dance. And I'm like, everyone can dance. Everyone can tap their foot. Everyone can move. It's innate. Oh, I can't sing. Everyone can sing. Maybe you don't sing in tune. Maybe you don't sing perfectly, but everyone can use their voice. And this is so healthy. So, we're talking here about men's health and, physical health and mental health. And I think I told you I was off dancing the other night. I went dancing to a rock and roll band, and there was this lovely guy from Mexico, and he was a great dancer, and we just danced the whole night. It
Mhm.
was so much fun, just fun to do that. So I hope that the men who are listening to this podcast will go, yeah, when was the last time I danced? Did I really let my body go? Because you got to really let go and sing. And we know Mike DiMuccio sings. He's a wonderful singer. It's always great. I know Ben Woodward hates dancing. He's like, don't put me on the spot to dance. I won't do it. But I'm sure in his own sitting room with his little kids, he probably does dance. So I hope so anyway. So, we've told you a little bit about diet and the importance of that and getting that right for your own body. And, we all have different needs. And we've talked about exercise. What else do you think keeps men healthy, like emotionally, spiritually? Do you meditate? Do you pray? What do you do for your spiritual and emotional well-being?
Well, I hear I follow some people. I won't mention names, but spiritual, let's say gurus. So
Mhm.
I try to take the best of all of them, and right now I think we are very open about spirituality. Is a big how can I call it, like a trending, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and I try to connect with there's so many people, and I think you just need to find the best for you. What is appealing to you.
Yes.
um And I, of course, I do believe in God. And what I realize, through my whole years, is that it doesn't matter where you are, right? It doesn't matter which church you go to. Um, you always can communicate to God. God is something very personal that it doesn't matter where you are, it doesn't matter where you go. It's something that is within you, and that power, it is. I mean, it's available for anyone, regardless or religions. I don't like to divide, ourselves as a humans, into I'm this, I'm that. It's just God is for everyone. So I always like try to see God in everywhere, everybody, in nature, in people. We tend to, I think we tend to want to see God in a temple, in a shrine, or but is everywhere. So and every time that I'm doing something, I ask myself, like, okay, what are you doing? uh is this something that is good? Is something that so I try to get better myself in so many ways, and I tried, like you mentioned before, try to find the best version of yourself. So sometimes I think I focus too much on things that I'm not doing right, things that I need to work on, and work on that, because I think it's important to find the better you, right? In
Yes.
the aspects. And then you mentioned before, is like, I feel that we are a different person every, so 5 years or whatever. I realize I'm not the same person. Like you mentioned about dancing, right? You are very passionate about dancing, and it's
Yes.
like, maybe I need to follow you. I'm not that passionate anymore. I don't go and dance anymore. I don't go and sing anymore. But it means like, maybe it's just as well, uh, where you are, right? Where you, I don't know, I have a lot of respect, for the our culture here in the U.S., right? But if you go to Mexico, you can see people singing, even the workers, collect
Yes.
the garbage, they sing, along that. So it's a totally different culture. Actually, you made me think, when I was there, um, I used to go and do a lot of karaoke, and sing, because
Ah.
they do it. It's just part of the culture, So, and I noticed here, I mean, I kind of changed a little bit. I don't know why, but it's just hard to go back and perhaps do that. But as well, something important happened here that disrupt everything. It's just COVID. That when the COVID came,
Sure, sure.
everyone just stay at home, and just I feel still that we haven't got to the this physical gathering that we used to have before, and engage in other stuff. So a lot of people learn, including myself, that I can work at home, right? And you don't need to go to the office. And all of that, I really believe affect the relationships that we have with everyone, right? So we
Oh,
can,
yes.
I think we became more isolated,
No
more.
question. No question we did. Isolation and loneliness is like the epidemic, and it's still going on, because I think you're right. We haven't got back yet fully into that engagement. And Nikken, oh, I can't wait for us to all be getting together again, because one of the big parts of the culture of Nikken was hugging, is hugging. And we need hugs. There's a lot of studies done that hugs, it helps your immune system. It helps you feel happy. It calms you down, and it goes both ways, right? You hug somebody, but they're hugging you at the same time. So it's such an important thing. So this, physical connection with others, looking into someone's eyes who's right in front of you. It's really important, I think, for our overall health and well-being. So, and I do think we go through phases in life. There were phases where I didn't dance, for instance, once I left ballet, I didn't dance for a while, and then found my way back through other ways, modern dance and jazz and other things that were more freeing for me. But it took a while, because I was sort of healing, from the ballet experience, and so you singing or whatever, I think we get in habits, and again, I'm thinking of that book, Atomic Habits, and, taking a little habit and increasing it every day, like running. In that book, he talks about, you want to start running, you just start with get your sneakers out and look at them once a day, and then put them on and don't do anything, and then put them on, take them off, and then the next time you walk around the block, and then the next time maybe you run around the block, and then you start developing that habit. So, and I know a lot of people loved, they don't love to dance, but they love to swim, or they love to hike mountains, or, everybody has a different way. But I think the key is that movement is life. And also we need to eat wisely, and also the right amount. So we're not overeating, which is, I think, quite a problem for many people, is that they lose touch with how much they actually need to eat. We don't actually need to eat so much to survive and thrive.
Yes. Actually, yesterday I went and got, I have a friend, he said, well, let's go and get some Mexican food, right?
Yeah.
And I think the portions, especially in this country, they are huge. Like,
Huge.
it's we just came from Japan, and the portions, I noticed everything is so small, little dishes and everything.
Yes.
And then yesterday there was a plate, like big plate, like super big. And I thought, you know what? We need to be careful, because, it is too much, actually. I think big portions, it is a big problem, for us. So, and my goal is, like, when I go places like that, is like, I need to be very careful, as to, so you can it's like, especially with now that I can see that, my, how can I say, my stomach, my tummy is just, growing. It's just, I right now, it's just, I can't do that anymore.
I do agree. I think portions are out of control here. I find that a portion in a restaurant will actually be enough for me for 3 meals, truly, most of the time, sometimes 2, but often 3 meals, literally 3 dinner times I can get out of 1 meal, because I just take it home with me. But so I mean, we're very blessed in Nikken. We talk a lot about health and wellness. Our technologies are so supportive. Our wellness home is so supportive for us to thrive, in so many ways. It's something, of course, we're all passionate about. I don't think we would be involved in Nikken if we weren't tremendously passionate about health and wellness. And also in the 5 pillars of health, which does include our service to society. It also includes healthy finances. I think that's tremendously important as well, because we all need a roof over our head and enough food to eat, and there are many people in the world that are struggling on that survival level. So, I like it that our 5 pillars encompasses all these different aspects of health, and health with our families, like you mentioned, with, your brother and your dad. And it's a comprehensive way of looking at our health. So it's never just one thing. It's never just diet. It's never just exercise. There may be an area that we need to, and we all need to improve. We all, it's taking time for silence and stillness and solitude. These are really important for us to recalibrate to ourselves, to our own personal relationship with the all that is, whatever we might call that, spirit, God, the universe, many people, the source. Many people have different words for that, but it's hard to connect with that unless we're taking time for that solitude and that silence and that stillness. So I think it's a piece of our habit as well. I'm reading a book right now called Daily Rituals, and it's about highly creative people in our world, famous writers, composers, philosophers, politicians, and what were their daily rituals? And the bottom line is that they're all very different. There's some that, don't get up till noon and then work all afternoon. There's some people that are very regimented with, I get up at 5 every morning and I work from, I have a cup of tea and then I work from, 6 to 11 or whatever. Really regimented. Other people that are just, I don't do anything until I have had a bottle of wine. I'm not kidding. Some of them totally just alcoholic, and then they work in the night. And it's fascinating to me, but yet they were all super and are, some of them are still living, some of them passed on, but all names you would know. Very, very famous people, painters and sculptors and so forth. And it's been really fascinating to me because what I learn is that we all have different ways to make it work. But the bottom line is they did do their creative work. They did do their creative work one way or the other. They did it with their own crazy, weird habits, that worked for them for whatever reason. So that's a great, I'm just halfway through it. And it's a great learning. I know we're coming up to our time here. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with us about you personally, about men's health? Any advice? What do you like to?
Well, thank you very much for this great talk, Julie. I appreciate this. And what can I say? I feel very blessed to be here in this country and with great leaders, great people, and a wonderful company. So I admire, all the hard work, all of you do. And I say that I always say I have a lot of respect for all of you because sometimes it's not easy. So I hear you share with me stories what you go through, and sometimes it's not easy. So I have a lot of respect for you. I admire you a lot, and thank you very much for being part of this great community, Nikken. So thank you very much.
Oh, thank you so much, Ruben. It's such a pleasure. We're really blessed to have you with us in the position you have. People love you all over the world, I'm sure, that know you. And yeah, you are truly a blessing. And I think that's a great point to know, to have gratitude in our hearts for who we are, what we have, especially here with Nikken. It's such a great blessing for all of us. And onwards and upwards from here. So thank you for your time. I know you're a very busy guy. Speaking of hard work, you work extremely hard, and I have so much admiration for you. I see what you do behind the scenes, and it is very impressive. So I thank you. We also have lovely conversations, you and I, from time to time that I treasure. So thank you for this, and thank you to everybody here listening. I hope you really love this podcast, and make sure that if you're a man, you take care of your health on all those levels. And if you're a woman, make sure you help your men in your life to take care of their health, because we love our men and they are super important in this world. What would we do without them? So thanks everyone for listening. Please remember to subscribe to the podcast on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. We also put this on the Nikken International YouTube channel so that you can watch it if you like, and also can translate into other languages, which is super important. So we do that especially for that reason. And you can also comment there. So please feel free to do so. Many blessings on your journey, and I will be with you next week. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.
Goodbye, Julie.
Bye.